It was one of the biggest defeats at the ballot box for an issue that affects everyone in this region on the rise. We're talking about transportation.
Voters soundly rejected a $6 billion plan back in 2018 that would have brought light rail to Nashville. It sent city leaders back to the drawing board trying to figure out how to improve commute times.
And News Channel 5's Jason Lamb joins us live with a look at a new report detailing why that plan failed and where we should put our focus now.
Well, the report came up with three big takeaways or mistakes that the authors say Nashville made in coming up with a transportation plan. And we found out at least one of those mistakes had already been made before. The report from a New York City pro-transit group called Transit Center shows why it thinks the transit plan, which would have brought light rail to Nashville, failed. One main reason, the group says the $6 billion plan suffered from a lack of public engagement, not listening to enough neighbors about what they want. Turns out that's a complaint transportation leaders had heard before.
The issue for us is how we move into that future.
7 years ago, Nashville Mayor Carl Dean touted a plan called Nashville Next in an attempt to gather that all-important public input.
It's very cool to see everybody here and everybody so involved.
3 years later, Nashville's MTA unveiled the beginnings of the $6 billion transit plan in a process called N Motion, even recognizing back then their past mistakes of not talking to enough neighbors when it came to smaller transit projects like rapid transit buses.
We weren't aggressive enough about going out and getting public input, public opinion.
But the Transit Center report says transportation leaders still didn't engage enough neighbors as they tried getting support for the transit plan, which ended up getting voted down in a landslide.
It's a transportation solution that will create transportation independence.
The report also says the transit campaign was too closely tied with Mayor Megan Barry, who fell into the City Hall scandal right before the big vote. It also said African Americans didn't support the transit plan because they felt alienated by Mayor Barry because of a lack of affordable housing in Nashville. We reached out to groups like Nashville Chamber of Commerce and others who pushed the transit plan. They've not gotten back to us yet. Mayor John Cooper is currently in the middle of transit talks, trying once again to talk to Nashvillians about what they want to see with transportation in Nashville. Live in Nashville, Jason Lamb, News Channel 5.